These are my wounds. It looks like a dick. But these are my hands. It makes sense. I have burn wounds because I am bad. This is a reading for Panini the MEANIE. She's a client that I've read for a lot of times, and me and her are very similar. I think of myself as a MEANIE as well. I'm like talking slow, I don't really know why. Okay, I'm gonna just read the request. Since the last time I've gotten a reading, my relationship has progressed quite a bit. My person has seemed to let his guard down a lot. He apologized for the first time ever during an argument and stayed on the phone with me afterwards to make sure I would unblock him. He called me from a different number. After that, I started calling him and he'd pick up a lot more frequently than he usually does. We would have conversations and he'd actually open up about what he's doing, about what he's doing in his life right now, which is also very big because he's secretive. Overall, he seems so much more receptive and affectionate towards me, but the problem I'm running into is that he's so busy with his business that he has and a full-time job that we both go to outside of that we can't find time to see each other. I guess I want to know how I should be approaching this and if I should be pushing for us to see each other more or be patient. I would also like to know about our next in-person encounter. Thank you always, Ceylon. I hope your new job is serving you well and you get your blessings. Thank you for using my actual name. Ceylon. It's so crazy. People never, people don't really, I guess since I ran away from home, people haven't really called me that much. So, it's cool to see it, when people type it out or ever say it. I don't really know who would say it in my day-to-day life. Who would know? I don't really talk to anybody. But I feel like, part of the reason why you might like me is maybe because I'm similar to your person and my secretive nature, because I don't even really give people my name anymore. Usually I have a name that I give people that I don't know well enough for them to need to know my name. And there's reasons why. I guess I picked up that habit. It's you could be dealing with someone who they interact with you in their light aspect, but I was talking about this with Sky. She says her person, this is her life partner, soulmate. She expects to marry this person and have kids, and they've been she lost her virginity to this person and they've been having on and off relationship stuff for over 6 years. And they're in love. So yeah, she was telling me just today, earlier, she was talking about how her person is more dark than light. So if you're dealing with some kind of avoidancy from this person, it could be because you're dealing with a person who invests a lot of their energy into being dark. I don't know. I do know, actually, because I relate to that. It's part of the reason why I can't just churn out energy readings the way that I used to. I used to be able to do spiritual stuff, just record insights every day. An idea would come to my mind on how to motivate people, and that kind of stuff used to be right there. And as I've moved through traumatic experiences in my life, I even like kind of place less importance on, which might sound like bad, but like being, you know, the perfect positive role model that I used to want to be in the world, because I just feel like in a lot of ways it's not realistic anymore for me. So you could be dealing with someone, or you yourself could be going through some kind of identity transition or crisis. And it's interesting to me that like you and this person work at the same place. Like I don't know that I've ever asked you, but I would be interesting to know like what you guys do and how that might reflect something about both of you, right? Because I'm pretty sure like the 10th house in your chart represents like Capricorn, and like your career, your midheaven is there. So for me, that's Gemini. So I speak a lot in my career. It's been important for me to be a good, an avid learner, to retain information like quickly and then be able to apply it like readily after receiving it quickly. I'm like a team bonder, so I'm pretty good at filling in like the gaps, like kind of like the dude, I don't even know what it's called, but you know the thing where like you pour a liquid in and then like you let it sit and then it like it's cement. I'm imagining like those those, you know, those like the wedding thing people do like on their anniversary where they like put their hands into like a bucket of like wet stuff. You could be like building that kind of relationship with this person. You know, cement makes you think of even like construction, you know, like building. Like this is making me even think of my dad now, because I'm thinking about Atlanta and how there's always construction in Atlanta. Like they're always building something new, always building like a new building or something. Building a new building. Maybe there's something here also about like you looking into paternal influences right now, because we are also moving into like this new conservative political structure. So like Saturnian like authority restrictions here. How do you respond to being restricted? Because you were like asking like, you know, how should you approach this? Like, should you be pushing to move like forward in this connection? I my initial intuitive response was like no, because in my own life, like the situation that might parallel this for me, I've had experience in the past trying to like push energetically for us to be closer than we actually were, and it doesn't really like work well, because when I create an expectation of how things should be and then how things are and have to be isn't what, it doesn't match that. And I don't want to say it's like better or worse, it just doesn't match my vision of what I think a thing should be as ideal, even though it is like the blessing that I'm asking for. Then I'm like, I have a tendency to want to like reject that. So I would encourage you to see how the situation is kind of like restricting you, and how like maybe even is like beneficial. Like how can you make that beneficial? How can not seeing this person right now create space for things in your life, right? Like if this person has a business, like do you have one? Do you want one? You know, now that you have to like, you know, boss up, you don't even have to like do, you don't have to like spend your time with like work, you know, you could fill your time with like yourself. Maybe you want to like pick up a sport or like a hobby, or me, I've been learning a language. So there could be things that you can do, like learning how to cook. Like I learned how to bake bread at one point, like this like same type dynamic. I was like feeling like, oh my gosh, like you're not here, and maybe if you're not here, it's because there's something wrong with me. Like I'm not doing something, because if I was perfect, then you would be here. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know how to like make bread or anything. And Nara Smith like was like making stuff, and I was like, well, shit. I was like, I gotta figure out how to make bread. So, so I started making focaccia, and I did, you know. For a while there, I was making bread like regularly. So, it's like the little stuff you can do to distract yourself that actually does enrich you for when you're eventually cemented in that position of like you're really landlocked in there. Yeah, I guess I should I want to pull some cards still. I'm not gonna just like chat the whole time. But my hands do hurt, so I don't know. We'll take our time with it. Sorry, I know this is like not at all the pace that we're used to, but I think that's kind of the point of some of the spiritual warfare that I was going through, is like there are people who just like sit around and watch me. Because they don't have anything of their own outside of what they steal from others. Oh yeah, there's like leaves in the box. But like I'm the kind of person where like, you know, there's leaves in the box, I'm like, that's good, there should be leaves in the box. You know, I'm not gonna take the leaves out the box. I think they should be in there. They weren't like in the original packaging, but like if I open up one of my products and there's like suddenly pieces of nature in it, is that dirt or is that a piece of nature in my box? You know? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna use the mystical medleys deck, and we're just gonna see about this relationship. We're talking about like this person being more open with you, so we could start with, you know, how they're seeing you in this relationship, like its prospects. How do they see this relationship's prospects? Because you're talking about like this business guy, right? So, like yeah, King of Pentacles. This is like a finance bill or like a Wolf of Wall Street type of dude. Or like whatever. Then, oh, I'm also picking up on like Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. Ooh. I don't know why, but like yeah, I don't know, that could be your person where like, you know, they could be like, I don't know if this is the right angle, and that could be like a piece of this person, like it can be a manipulator, like, you know, The Godfather, like the symbol for that movie where it's like the puppet master. And if it's not them that is like the control freak, then it could be someone in their life that is a control freak over them, and this could be like their boss or like their superior who like makes it a point to like try to guide this person down the route in life that they kind of think that they should go. Hey, Sky. So this person has like maybe some over. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments in the chat. It's gonna be like a father, right? I mentioned fathers. But they have like some kind of overlord, I almost want to say. And even if they, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not speaking in complete sentences. So I feel like there's like an overlord. I'm even picking up on like Prince Zuko vibes, where he gets like burnt in the face. So this person could have like, you know, fell out with their father and then like had some kind of like coming back, or like there's a struggle with the father and then there's like redemption, or like struggling either not like in conflict to the father, then it's like me and the father versus this other thing. like a Batman Robin kind of thing. I'm picking up on a lot of different kinds of daddy issues. Just like multi different kinds, but like yeah, I think that even if they do or don't have that, they have a tendency to want to replicate that like in the world. This is not collective, this is personal. This is Panini's love reading. But I did literally reference you earlier in the live, so I wouldn't be surprised if you felt like you resonated with this. I was literally just talking about you. Okay, yeah. I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna put these back. So I wanted to know about like this person and how they're seeing this relationship's prospects. Okay, that's what I asked. Okay. 6 of Cups in reverse. So here's bro handing a cup to little bro, and it's in the reverse. So I feel like there could be something about like status here where one of you is like higher than the other, but I think that this is a person who would like come to reassure you maybe that they see you as a peer, that they respect you, or that they're not in conflict with you in any way, even if there's something natural about like they're two different like skin tones. Skin tone, chicken bone, leave me alone, that ass. Super good knuckle, belt buckle, banana, chuckle. And there could also be like some kind of like similarity and sense of humor that really goes a long way in like the friendship department. Like in the friendship department, that reminds me of this like one guy. I had like this one work friend at like Target. I worked in the style department, and they were the guys who were like always moving around the store in the little carts. And that was its own department, and they would just come and like they would be everywhere, so like it was normal to kind of like talk to them because they would like ask us for like where stuff was in our department if they couldn't find it, because they're on like a time limit and stuff. So yeah, like you could have even started as friends. We started up as close friends. What is that? Is that by is that by like Gunna? We started up as close friends, and they turned into a girlfriend. We used to tell each other everything. Imagine earrings, everything was so cool. Why is that so funny? Okay, yeah. Happy squirrel. It's in the reverse, but it's at the bottom of the deck, so it's like whatever. Yeah, I think this person is like, yeah, I like this person. They're nice. And I found something good here. And I think that they have like happy memories, you know, like you might have, yeah, and then right underneath that is the lovers, dude. What? Little baby. Okay, yeah, thanks for the correction. My fault. My fault. Everything was so cool. Yeah, this person sees you as like distinguished, or like in comparison to everything else, you are like Venusian. So like this could mean that you are like, you have more money, you know, it could be like something like that. Why are you growling at me? Or it could be that you are more attractive, or you have more social status, or there's something about your social status they really like. I'm not saying like that they have to necessarily be comparing you to someone else, but there, with the 7 of Cups here, there is like this indication of like options. So like, yeah, like I think this person would have like hoes if they wanted them. I don't know that I can't really remember if you guys are in a committed stage of your relationship or not. I don't really know. But I feel like this person, regardless, would be someone who attracts attention. But they still put you on this position of like the law, you know, justice. Can you stop before I punch you in the face? Yeah, you could have some kind of yeah, you could be capable of laying down the law. Like you're not like maybe completely soft. Like you have maybe a mouth on you, or no, you're not defenseless. Like you're literally carrying a sword. I thought about like if I was gonna go to like a military ball, like I wanted to not go and like be completely like vulnerable, so I bought this like thigh strapped diving knife on Amazon for like $10. I didn't even end up going, but like I'm the kind of person who like I can't even really relax unless I know that there's a way out. So like you could be like someone who is always like you could be like a good driver, like you're the type of person who like checks your blind spot. Like, you're someone who's like intellectually competent and reliable because of that, in ways that's like not easy to find. Like you could be like, I don't know, maybe like political or like have some kind of knowledge even if you're not political. It's like you aren't dumb. or you know, like you know that scene in American Psycho where like Patrick Bateman's like hanging out with his friends and then they're talking about I don't even know what it is exactly, but he's like, there are no girls with good personalities, and then they all laugh. Like I feel like you would like Patrick Bateman would be like, oh, what? Who's that girl? Because you would be like giving off some kind of like similar level of like authority, or like respectable level of authority. Like you walk Ace of Wands around like that nigga, finger on the trigger. If a nigga wants to smoke, or the chopper eater's a liver. I came with a 38, I'm leaving with a body. If you try me, do them sloppy, shooting out the big body. Pop out on a pussy. Nigga, what the fuck up? Gas bash junkers for my bummy doing push-ups. But you're like cute at the same time. So it's like, you know, you could be a token in some way, or like someone, you're the kind of person people want to keep around because you look good. You reflect well on other people because of the fact that they have you around. So it's like character witness kind of thing. I literally just mentioned that like on my TikTok. You're the kind of person people like, you know, I'm even like getting like because she's like almost like a good character. So you could be someone who reminds someone of other people. Like, you know, like if I'm thinking like Black Widow specifically, but there could be like a character that when people see you, they're like, oh, that you look like that person, or you remind me of that person. Like I even have the last name HYDE, and there's a character in that 70s show that I really like, and his name was HYDE. So I don't know what the thing is for like you, because you're not like me, but I'm thinking of that energy in my life where like people even enjoy like creating a story about who you are and then watching you like prove and disprove them. Like some people like have no idea because they're just on the outside looking into you, and they're like, I have really no idea what like who you are. So like every time that you show up with something new, they're like, oh my gosh, what is there to learn about this person now? Because you could be like even changing and transforming all the time, or you're encouraged to do that because there's maybe a lot about you that there like could be demonstrated more frequently, or that's how people like feel. Yeah, and I'm saying people, and I'm meant to be talking about this person specifically. I hope I'm not like getting too distracted in the energy, but I'm just like telling you what everything that's like coming to mind. Okay, so yeah, this person trusts you, and identify the reason, or a lot of the reason why this person would open up to you. Yeah. We have the Tower in reverse. Is it just me, or does like the camera look blurry? I don't know. Death in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse. It's so funny because like all of those cards are in reverse and the bottom of the deck is upright. We have the moon. And this is about like your person's perception of you. So there's a lot that is maybe going unsaid, that can't be seen. So I just said everything that maybe is more obvious. What might not be as obvious is like this person's like the drama of it, like how intense it actually is for this person on their side of being in a relationship with you, like especially if this person is the type to wear a mask. They're definitely doing that and they feel like that's important for them to do. Like it's part of their same walking around like that naked. So like both of you are like walking around like that naked, but like obviously right now it kind of seems like it's taking you in different directions. That's okay. I think both of you are gonna wanna take the actions in your life that set you both up for independent success. But like I said, like that doesn't undermine really the pull, the magnetism, obsession, compulsion, fixation, passion. So that's still there. And I feel like when new information comes in that feels like scary or like a threat to fixation, then like that's really shaking like this person up or like shaking you up, because I think that you really shy away from any kind of like idea. Like I think both of you or this person specifically could be like afraid of like losing you or like this connection. Like Ten of Wands is like over here and this is like someone who's been carrying weight for like a long time. So this is something like that both of you have invested in. This person, like, you know, they're a business person, so it kind of makes sense that they would like have this more like investment mindset. You know, it's like I've already paid for like this many dates and like we went on like this vacation and like if it was good then like why, you know, not like why do anything else. So like I think that's the kind of person that you're dealing with. Is like once they kind of get into a groove they will just like stay there and they don't really want to like get out of that groove. They like to be able to probably rely on a person to be their person, and once they do, like I think like basically what I mean to say is I think that you might not know how sensitive this person might be like emotionally towards like how you are, like maybe even like your reactions to them, like they might care more than you know. So keep that in mind, you know. Yeah. Or like proof of that could even be coming in through this person's actions in the coming future. Like what the things about them that aren't easy to see becoming like you could be like kind of breadcrumbed into awareness in some way. Like this person could even be like leaving like Blue's Clues for you to figure out, like, you know, Twilight when he's like, I can't tell you like I'm a vampire, but like, you know, you're smart, like you'll figure that out. It's that kind of a thing. So yeah, like it's even like getting dark. I think it's getting dark and I took off my jacket and I just mentioned the vampire thing. Yeah, dude, literally, you came to the right place. I'm the perfect reader for this. Okay. So let's talk now about like you, and what your guys might have to say about all this. Or actually. I guess I want to know how I should be approaching this and if I should be pushing for us to see each other more or be patient. Let's talk about that. How would this person respond? Is it just me or is there a line right here? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. we're gonna just move on. That is so me. Oh, is there a line here that I... Should I not cross this? Okay. How would they respond to you suggesting more contact? Temperance in reverse. Okay, that kind of makes me feel like, what more? The moon in reverse. Like, what more do you want from me? That like what have I like not already given to you that I could give? You know, and that might put some like pressure and like that feeling of like disappointment on this person for not being able to give you more. Yeah, like they may already feel burdened by what's on their plate right now. And I don't know if you can hear, but there's a helicopter, some kind of aircraft approaching. No matter where I live, there's always something in the sky. And I like the sound of it. And sometimes if I'm outside when something flies over, I know how to speak a little in sign language, and if they're low enough, sometimes I'll like sign little messages up there. It's like Easter eggs, like Scooby snacks. It's good for them. Their work might be boring. The Hierophant. I definitely feel like this is someone who like understands your substance and your value and how you should be treated. This is Taurus energy, which is complementary to that Venus from before. Like this is someone who is already seeing themselves as being like supportive. But they are supportive from like a position of authority. So they do require like your submission to how they lead the connection. Which, you know, you may not always be super happy with. Especially when you feel like your emotional needs aren't being like regulated by this person and you are more responsible with regulating them yourself. Because I feel like in any relationship that you build with this person, like they might end up not being like the emotional regulator at all. Like I don't know, like they just like, I'm not to say that they completely step away from emotions and like don't involve themselves in them, but I just don't think that this is necessarily the person that you should rely on for emotional support. I think this is the person who you would end up relying on for like financial, like physical, tangible support more than like emotional support. Not that you could never like tell them about your day, but if it's like I don't know like how I really mean that, because it's like this is a person who's like always working and always has responsibilities, and you like don't want to necessarily increase burden. And I'm like I don't know if you can tell even by how I'm saying it. I'm like going I'm like what, because on one hand it's like you want this person to be like maybe your best friend or like someone who you can just like say everything to all the time or whatever, but I would just say like, you know, be aware of what you are contributing, whether that's like a positively charged thing or a negatively charged thing, and then whether there's more of one thing or the other thing. Because even if you are just saying things because you're like, oh, we're like, you know, whatever, and then you know, there's more inside. I think that there's like sometimes a difficulty to fully translate emotions in this situation, like this person. I don't know if it's because there's even like a if that's even fully avoidable ever in a relationship, or like if there's just like a specific thing to this relationship where this person could be just really sensitive to rejection, so whenever you do have criticism they just really take it personally because they have some kind of like mother wound, or like, or they just already feel like they're sacrificing like severely in certain cases and maybe feel underappreciated. You know, a lot of different things could be going on here. I think I'm gonna turn on the light real quick because it's still dark. Hold up. Woohoo! Yeah. I love my dog. Oh my god. This guy is huge. And he like moves like a shark. Like I let him walk off the leash a lot of times because I love to be able to trust him. And he likes to lead and be free and run around and use his big boy muscles. So he just like he literally moves like his spine moves like this when he walks. It's like crazy. He moves like an actual shark. Okay, now he's showing his belly and he just hit the podium. So you guys are getting some German Malinois juju. Did I say German? Belgian Malinois. Belgian Malinois juju. He's blessing the chat. I just found out I didn't even know his birthday. The pound told me that his birthday was in May. So I was thinking he was a Taurus like me. And he's not. He's born the 24th of October. He's a fucking Libra. And that's interesting because we have those energies here on the table, or we did before. We had the Libra from the Justice card, and now we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. And they're like, they're not opposites, but they're complementary. They're ruled by Venus. And his moon is in Gemini. And I just started shuffling them backwards. What is this about? Maybe it's because I'm not focused. Yeah, I think this person could have some kind of workhorse mindset, and occasionally they could resent how you affect that if you trigger them into negative emotions that make it hard for them to like work or something. Pika pika. Dude. I choose you. Okay. So, how does this person respond to needing more attention? Okay, Queen of Wands in reverse, Queen of Swords, or Knight of Swords in reverse, Queen of Pentacles. So they think that you're deserving. They don't think that you don't deserve what you want. That's not at all the thing here. Like, they think that you probably deserve everything that you want. But they can't always give what you want. So just be aware of where you might be making this person feel insecure about what they can do, that they want to do, that they just can't do, and how that might affect what they actually do end up doing. Yeah, because I don't think that any lack of receipt is something that you should perceive as an indicator of a lack of interest. Which might not be like, yeah, like that might be a little confusing, but I think this person is more of a proving their investment through like action or like presence or consistency, loyalty over time. So the best indicators of this person's like continued like investment is like the fact that they are being more vulnerable with you, that they are speaking with you regularly, engaging with you, showing affection. I wouldn't worry too much about like timing in this relationship, like things like taking too long to get where you want to be, because this seems like, you know, like I think it was just reading earlier, I was talking about like the hand holding thing. So like, you know, this could be a relationship that ends up being penultimate, quintessential Pookie. So, yeah, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, quintessential Pookie. Both of you could be like really expensive people, and yeah, like this person has target locked. So I don't think you have to worry about losing your position or this person like finding someone else or like whatever. Like I don't think so. It's just about like waiting for like the things to be ready to reap. Like when they have something to bring, they will bring it, and it'll be exactly what you want to receive. Something that you'll feel proud to have. Like even her crown is like bigger than his, or like at least taller. So this is the kind of like masculine energy that like likes to trick, like likes to. I was talking about like maybe like this person not being your emotional support or more like physical support. So like you would need to be able to self-regulate because they are not maybe gonna take the lead role of like being your therapist. Like this isn't a therapist type of partner. That's why that would need to be like your strong suit. So in the meantime, it's gonna be a good idea for you with this like moon in the reverse. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because the first cards that came out were the moon in reverse and temperance. So this is a good time for you to like know yourself and know how to deal with yourself, because the future of this relationship could be one where like this person maybe even is like a they could be like abroad, like they could travel a lot, and you would need to like have trust. You'd need to like have faith in them, be faithful to them, and then more of that Libra energy again, like 7th house, long-term like contracts. And that's the, especially with Hierophant here, like I really wouldn't. And then the 2 kings and queens, like this could easily be someone that you could like marry. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of indication of compatibility, like where one of you is strong, the other one is weak maybe, and then like there's both in both, and it's a good balance of both in both. So I think that this is a situation where you both can support each other. You just might need to have a little bit, I would say, yeah, have more patience for this person, so they can just come as they are, kind of a thing, without the pressure of feeling like they're not meeting your standards. Because I do feel like this is a person who would like want the good boy kind of a thing, like they're already on the tightrope. And they might not like even seem like the type who likes the good boy, but I think they do. Because they could be like the hard worker type. So they're not necessarily doing the hard work because they need it, but like it makes them feel good to get it. Like they're not gonna ask you for compliments about their ability to like lead and take charge and be responsible, but I think that they would really like them. And that's part of how like you would be the like emotional lead of this connection. It's like when you reinforce this person's ability to produce and do that well. When you let them know that you agree with how they spend their time, efforts, energy. Like my person, like I I like when he like posts his exercise like routines and stuff. It's like, I don't know, I just think that it's cool. So like if I wasn't like just stalking from afar, maybe I would comment and be like, wow. But I'm a ghost of a person, so. But you seem to actually be like in contact with your person, and good for you. So if they're ever like, oh well, this is my stock portfolio, maybe like look at it and then be like, wow, these are great selections. You chose well, like let them know that you care, and that you see their efforts, that you appreciate them, like you're paying attention to them. Like, well, the first time, the first time I met this guy, like, he was showing me his little, he used to do, like, video edits of, like, music videos and stuff. And I was like, whoa, like, you're cool. Like, yeah. Like, the magician. I think, like, when you reinforce this person as being, like, an independently awesome thing, like, it's good for both of you in the relationship. Like, when you feel like you're independently awesome and they feel like they're independently awesome, that's, like, the best. Like, real magic can happen when you guys are both feeling yourself. And then I guess probably the same thing, like, in the opposite. If you guys are both, like, not feeling yourself, if you're both feeling insecure, that could be, like, a recipe for disaster in this relationship. And that kind of, like, also speaks to an earlier phase of my relationship with this person. Because, oh my god, it's just like this. Fuck. He, like, ghosted me, at one point, and I was, like, completely, like, what the fuck? Because I don't like, you're ghosting me? I don't know, it kind of, like, blew me. I was like, what? Like, I was nice to you. And I don't even, like, I'm not even nice. I was actually, like, you see how my voice is, like, I digress. But, like, I was really disappointed about it. And I, like, was also in an emotionally fragile place at the time, so, like, I was spazzing out. And I think I might have said maybe that he should, like, kill himself. But I didn't really mean it, but I, like, you know, you're panini the meanie, so I'm assuming that you might know where I'm coming from here. But, like, sometimes when I, like, kind of, like, split, like, I don't know if you guys know, like, BPD. I'm not saying I've been diagnosed or anything, but, like, sometimes I'm crazy, and I don't really know what to say about that, or any excuse that I could make to, like, make it better. But I kind of was like, oh my god, like, fuck you, like, you're the worst. So if you don't give me what I want right now, it's because you're the problem, and if you're the problem, then go away. And then after that, like, some time went on, and then I was like, you know, you're still gone, and I kind of wish you were here. And maybe it wasn't that big of a deal that you weren't there then, because maybe I just needed to be alone or figure it out on my own. Yeah, dog. And then I had more forgiveness, because I was like, you know, maybe you're not here for a reason. Maybe it's not, like, a fuck me thing. I don't even need to. My dog is bringing me the raccoon toy. Let go. Wow, what a chunky little butt you have. I love my dog. Okay, focus. You would also like to know about your next in-person encounter. It could involve some smacking of ass. Maybe. I just did that. So, maybe. Maybe. What could be going down? Oh man, my finger hurts. Hold on. Ouch, dude. What the fuck? This time it's my 8-ball finger. I'm going downhill. So I've been out. Meanwhile, I'm turned as fuck. I left my pizza in the oven. That bitch burnt as fuck. Death in the reverse. The High Priestess. The King of Cups in the reverse. And the 9 of Wands. I feel like this person is attracted to you because you highlight maybe some of the inclinations they have that are like hard to see. I don't really know what I mean by that. Like the things about you that they do find you very attractive, but it's like the world in reverse. So the things, it's like, it's maybe like I'm gearing like inverted. And then whatever that thing is, it's like it makes them feel like maybe a little bit insecure on some level. So like this kind of makes sense for me, where like I'm a tomboy, and so like every relationship with every guy like I've ever even like entertained or thought about, I've always like struggled with that because, you know, a lot of times guys are like, well, if I date her, I'm gonna look a certain way, like maybe that's like because I'm gay or like whatever. And then like it's just like this thing of like, well, I don't know that I want to make that move towards you. I don't know that I want to choose you as an investment because I don't know that you are enhancing my image in the way that I wanted to. And a lot of times like young men are like all about kind of like building that world image, because that's the dimension that they're like specializing in and like kind of building in. Whereas like feminine energy, I feel like it's a little different. I don't even know like why this is necessarily like relevant to your next in-person encounter, but I definitely feel like you're attracted to this person. But I just feel like there's something about that where like it's something that's their attraction to you kind of exists on like a different level than what they normally exist in. So that's something like that's interesting. Like being around you may require something new from this person that they didn't do or have before. But I feel like they're taking on like whatever, yeah, like whatever responsibility they have to have, they will have it. Even if that means like pretending to be something that they're not in some way. Like trying to show up as what would be desirable. And I feel like that's like the action of love here from this person in their actions is like, here's how I'm putting an effort to like serve you. What would make you happy? So I mentioned like not saying anything because you didn't want to put too much burden on this person. I think you'll know when the time is to like do your Marilyn Monroe thing. And like speak your whisper your little sweet nothings, you know, like you'll know when to do your thing because you're, you know, like we've pulled out so many like kings and queens of matching suits. Like you and this person are already kind of, at least energetically, like spiritually, I would say, with Death and the High Priestess, Pisces and Scorpio, like you guys are like, you know, connected and sensitive to each other. So I think you'll know when the time is right with the Seven of Pentacles to make any kind of move in this relationship, even without like confirmation from like me or like anybody. Like you would know. So trust that. Like trust that you know what you're doing here in this connection, that you won't mess it up because it's your connection and that you're already in alignment with the thing that you're trying to manifest. That like you got it, like your hands on the ball here. Your hands on the ball and you have muscle memory, you know how to dribble, like you can get the ball down the court without looking at the ball. You know what to do. That's your first time playing this game. So just like keep struggling through whatever you have to struggle through to get to the end, because I think that you will enjoy whatever is at the end of whatever phase you're in this relationship in, or in this relationship right now. The words are not there, bro. think that answered your question. So thank you for getting this reading, Panini. Thank you for your patience with me, and I'll see you in the next one.